Okay. Been a minute. Hopefully won't be a minute again. We'll find out. So, as I figure out how OBS 30 works, I got hit by the streaming bug just a bit as I finally boiled through the last of the things I have to do, and thought what better way to get back into things than working on my replay through of Final Fantasy XIV again. My personal goal, somewhat unofficial, is I would very much like to fully catch up with the MSQ before Dawn Trail comes out. Which I think is entirely feasible, given how quickly I'm able to go through things for myriad reasons. But, we'll see how that plays out. Certainly knowing where things are, where to go, place to place, having flying in all the zones, etc. helps a lot. I think the biggest obstacle is going to be how I'm going to approach the very end of Endwalker, the post-Endwalker, because depending on how quickly I'm able to do this, I may not be able to do it until, like, right before Dawn Trail comes out, if not after Dawn Trail comes out, and that'll be rough. But I would very much like to capture my first reaction to Dawn Trail on stream. I think that'd be a very fun thing to do. It's always kind of existed in the back of my head when I was doing this originally, but now that, like, FanFest has happened, we got all the details, it's a lot more, prominent. So, it has been over a year since I last did this. Because of this, I'm just gonna start from scratch immediately. I'm gonna, scratch for StormsBlood. I'm gonna use the first checkpoint in the New Game Plus, because even though I only got, like, an quest into StormsBlood on my last stream of this, I just feel like it's been long enough where I kinda gotta do it, you know? I will be starting immediately as Monk, though. Loath though I am for this, I am very much looking forward to when I get to the second half of the expansion, so that I can swap over to Samurai instead. I don't hate Monk. Monk just doesn't quite gel with me. Yeah. So there was a bit, a few months ago, I was streaming through SMT3. I do believe I'll be getting back to that soon as well. I was adjusting to having a job, and that took more out of me than I was expecting it to. So, combined with the other reasons why I stopped playing, i.e. my controller kicked the bucket, I needed some time to get my stuff in order while I adapted to that. Wait a minute. Oh no. Oh no, you're not supposed to be that far up, Mr. Text. You're supposed to be on this layer. Did I fix it? I fixed it. Ah! I mentioned briefly, I did update, finally, to OBS 30. It was less painful than I was expecting it to be, I'll be entirely honest. But, you know, there's still a bit to learn. I overcame the biggest issue I was facing, which is not having the blur, because the way that I originally did the blur decided they wanted to put it behind a paywall. And as important as supporting the developers is, I don't feel like paying for a simple screen effect just so that my, you know, like, cutscenes aren't messed with. Welcome in, Kai. Kai is another streamer, very, very quality, plays a lot of games, currently on a bit of a hiatus, but check her out. Let's see if I can make a shoutout command work. Let's go. Hey! Oh, I feel so professional right now. It's amazing. Yeah. But I think that I can't continue the Zatsu going on, so I'm gonna hop into the MSQ. New Game Plus panel, Part 1 of StormsBlood. Off we go. Some other minor notes. I'm on Midgard Sommer because I don't actually remember if I was on Seraph when I last streamed, because it's been so long. I don't know if Dynamis existed when I last streamed. I'm primarily on Dynamis now. So I moved over to Seraph right when it came out, and I apologize if this is redundant information. It very well may be. Time is an illusion. Unfortunately, Dynamis is dead. It's dead. It's extremely dead. Queuing for things on Dynamis is awful. So I'm over on Aether at the moment, so that when we do reach dungeons, I'm not having to think of things to talk about for 30 minutes, because I can barely manage 10. I think that's about it, really. I got some better gear. There was a bit of time there when I was like actively gunning it to like learn high-end content until I kind of burned out of the game altogether. But yeah. So we pick up right after Papalymo heroically sacrificed himself to seal Shinryu. And I believe it's right after we release Omega, and he blows up the egg. And then right after that is when StormsBlood starts. I think. My suspicions will be confirmed shortly. Oh no, it's in Revenant's Toll. Maybe I'm wrong. I will... hi, Stream Elements. Took you a second. Welcome in. So the most recent exposure I had to StormsBlood was actually watching Kai go through it. But it's been months since even that. So... I'm really looking forward to getting back to Shadowbringers, because I have not experienced anything in Shadowbringers, streamed or otherwise, outside of the last quest or two and the first quest or two. So I'm excited to see what kinds of little bits and bobs I forgot about. And then on top of that, the fact that as I'm going through this new playthrough, I'm making sure to talk to the side NPCs and see what they say. Because I skipped doing that my first time through, and there's been some real gems hiding in what these side people talk about. On topic of, if all proceeds to plan, we should soon be receiving word that Alliance forces have secured Belsar's wall. Until then, however, we can but ensure we are ready to move the moment we hear the news.
The question is, how will the Empire respond to the disappearance of Omega and the Primal?
Okay, yeah, this is right after Papalymo's heroic sacrifice.
Oh, I didn't see you there. Forgive me.
I
Word
fixed
from
this, right?
Belsar's wall is proving long in the coming.
I did fix this.
And my mind cannot help but stray to grim places.
You can't see my cursor, though. I wonder if that'll be a blessing or a curse.
Alphino, a message from the Alliance.
Jitaru.
It's about time. Pray summon the others at once.
Yes, sir.
General Uldin reports that his forces have secured the breach in Belsar's wall.
And what of the Primal and Omega?
There is still no sign of either at this time. He writes that they will begin a more thorough investigation shortly. And, as expected, he wishes to petition the aid of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn.
As expected.
The Alliance's decision to capture a part of Baelsar's wall is open to interpretation.
The wall serves to demarcate Imperial territory, Alamigo included, from the rest of Eorzea. To an observer, the Alliance's actions could be seen as a prelude to invasion.
Indeed. And the Alliance leaders have no wish to be branded invaders.
You're saying they won't fight for Alamigo? Even after everything that's happened?
Not without the consent of her people, no. Make no mistake, Lys. The Alliance is in complete agreement that the Empire must be purged from Eorzea. However, they will not set foot in Gyr Abania until they have formally secured the consent and cooperation of the Alamigan opposition.
Oh. Hope you guys didn't hear that. I just bumped my mic.
They would have us act as intermediaries.
Oh no.
Precisely. The Scions are uniquely qualified to serve in this capacity. That is to say, Lys's, given her personal connection to the Resistance. Who better than you to broker an agreement between the Alliance and the people of
fighting
Alamiga?
with my second
Assuming you are willing,
screen.
of course.
Well, that's good. Yeah, I didn't like punch the boom arm or nothing, but like I'm trying to mess with my
Of course I am.
quote
You know I'd
unquote
like
third
nothing more.
screen, and I've given up on that notion. Not worth it.
As for who should accompany you on said diplomatic mission, I had a mind to volunteer myself.
How are sound levels, by the by?
Well, that covers
Is
the
like
talking part.
you know, because
But you just know there'll be
I was
trouble
looking
along the
through
way.
my old
Are
VOD
you
just to kind of get an idea of like, where I left off and whatnot, and I noticed I was peaking a lot. So I'm gonna rewatch my VOD afterwards to make sure I'm not peaking anymore. But if I am, also a thing to note is that my last Final Fantasy VOD was with my old mic, so I suppose the data is kind of irrelevant, isn't it? Beyond the thing I was actually looking for, which I did not get the answers I wanted, but alas, I had to actually dig through my old catalog. It is my old phone 3 phones ago. It is a frickin' dinosaur. Oh, yeah, it's, oh man, I think it's the Note 5? Like, how it's still kicking, and how it's still running Twitch is anyone's guess, but, I use it just to kind of have stream running on, like, a third screen, so I can, like, see better if like, stream decides that it wants to, like, croak randomly. And also, you know, I suppose it might be useful to see what mobile sees, but it's not cooperating right now, so I just turned it off. It's not worth it. Too much effort. More things I probably should have tinkered with before I went live, you know? Oh.
Thanks. It means a lot knowing you'll be there.
I too shall accompany you. Such endeavors are seldom hampered by a surfeit of healers.
Good point. Allow me to offer my services as well.
I have spent quite enough time here of late, so I'll be coming. But we will need someone to keep an eye on things. I trust you have no objections?
It's actually, it's
No,
funny
my lady.
because I would be
Gladly
using
shall I
my
continue
last
to serve
phone
as caretaker of the
immediate,
Waking Sands,
which was a Note
and
8,
there keep watch for
but
signs of
I
primal and
ran my
Ascian
Note 8
activity
into the
both.
ground so incredibly hard
As
that if it
capable
is
as
not
my learned
plugged
friend
in,
undoubtedly is,
literally
there are some
constantly,
troubles that may
it
prove too much
dies,
for a
like,
single
within
scion,
40
on account
minutes.
of which I mean
So
to
it's,
stay.
it's not really a candidate,
It is settled then.
though the
Let us
screen
each
is
see
better.
to
I
our
also
preparations.
don't have a stand for my Note 8. So, and the stand is pretty important for seeing it. as I can't really... I'd rather not attempt to afford having it precariously perked against... perked? No. Oh, I can't find the word. That's really obnoxious. I can't afford to have it leaning up against... precariously leaning up against my monitor, as the way my desk is set up. If it falls, it's going to key smash, like, all of my F keys, and I'm horrified to think what terrible things that may randomly cause, especially when live. So I'm not doing that either. Lease? So it's finally happening. Don't tell anyone, but I'm feeling a little bit nervous. Only a bit, mind. I'll be fine once we get going, hopefully. Is Boulder over there? Yes. I fucking miss Hoary Boulder, man. You remember Minago, don't you? The messenger who brought word of the Griffin's attack on Belsar's wall? Well, she left not long ago, having made a full recovery. If you see her in Girabania, be sure to send my love. Name I can't pronounce. Even Tataru has her limits, and so I have taken it upon myself to assist her in managing communications with various organizations and members in the field. Ryo and the others are counting on us for our support, after all. Got Gosetsu and Yugiri, just about to head off to Doma. You ready, Shadow Walker? There can be no turning back once we depart. This will be the second time. I generally speaking, can only play through a story like once. Because trying to go through it again, I generally find extremely tedious. This and Guild Wars 2 have been the only real exceptions. Guild Wars 2, Guild Wars 2's main quest, I probably played through like 3 or 4 dozen times back in high school. Although I didn't get to End of Dragons, and that's a whole story all its own. You can still find the VODs when I was going through that. I got up to Path of Fire. As for how I can remember everything so well, my brain is a steel fucking box for things of questionable import. Narrative details being chief among these. There are books I read in high school that I can still recount the majority of major plot events from. This is like the main reason why I find it so difficult to like replay stories and the like. I don't like rewatch movies very often, etc. Is because I hold on to the narrative information so incredibly tightly. It's just not fun to watch again, because the entire time I'm going, and then this happened, and then this happened, and the most I can really hope to do is pluck out little plot details I may have missed the first time. And I find that, like, the main entertainment in, like, a story for me, I think, is the process of learning the story and seeing how things connect. And it's just not, surprise, surprise, it's just not quite the same as the second time. I feel like that's being a little harsh to yourself. You can retain some things every now and again, at least. Like. No, I would never. Anyway, almost there is but one thing that remains undone. I have unironically forgotten what that one thing is. Minfilia would have given anything for a chance to liberate her homeland. Were she still with us, I know she'd be the one leading the way. I can't see Minfilia doing much of anything, so I'll just have to take your word for it, Kryle. In our absence, Urianger and Thancred will handle administrative affairs. Continue to coordinate your operations with and the others, and report to them directly should you receive word of primal activity. Aye, aye, Captain. Ye can count on us. There's no going back once we cross this bridge, and gods only know what awaits us on the other side. Oh, I love these people's side things. Oh no, oh yeah, who knows? Oh no, she became the voice of the mother and vanished into the first. Who knows what happened there? We can't know what happens on other reflections. No way. I mean, like the most interaction we had was the Warriors of Darkness. Cough, cough, nudge, nudge. Just a moment. Something, Demon Horse. Welcome to Shadowbringers. Sister, please, you never know who might be listening, and more importantly, we have our own mission to attend to, and if you're too busy thinking such thoughts, you're liable to get us both killed. Even as bit players, they show such passion, such fervor. Oh wait, I wouldn't give it... Oh, what? I wouldn't give to be a bit player too, or better yet, play... I fucking love these guys. Well said, Hori, every man to his purpose, and we must not doubt ours. Spirits, even if we are not more than bit players in their tale, we must do our utmost to support the senior scions and our intel most of all. Papalymo's absence will be keenly felt for some time. Would that we had the strength to aid others in his stead. I think that's all the NPCs. Yeah, it's everyone. Oh, no, it's not. Wow. Hello, people hiding over here. What will become of our homeland? I know not what to think of this endeavor. Were I 10 years younger, nay 5, I would not hesitate to join Lady Yugiri and Lord Gosetsu in their fight for freedom. If anyone is deciding to replay through the story, and you just want to find one of the most entertaining little hidden bits of narrative line, Anor, their sister, whose name I've already forgotten because they're not nearly as funny, and Hori Boulder's little side story that you can usually find hiding in the background of the Rising Stones and other places they appear, is one of the most entertaining little bits you can just kind of follow for a long time. It's really funny. I shouldn't have hit yes. And now my mouse does appear.
Well then, Tataru, I leave the Rising Stones in your capable hands.
Maybe he was there the whole time. I just didn't see it.
Don't worry, Alphino. I'll see that the place is still standing when you come back.
Mistress Y'shtola has unfolded all. You are bound for Girabania?
Aye. The Alliance would have us make contact with the Alamegan resistance as soon as possible.
It begins then. As soon it shall in Doma, if the gods are good. 'Tis but a pity it must be now. I am sorry that we shall not be present to fight beside you in the battles to come.
You have stood with us countless times, Lady Yugiri. Pray do not apologize.
Then let us thank you instead. You and yours stood with us from the first, when we came to this land as refugees in search of sanctuary. Loath am I to think what might have become of my people, had you not extended to us the hand of friendship. We will never forget. This I solemnly swear.
Much has changed since first you set foot on these shores. Revenant's Toll stands as a testament to that. I'm sure your people will manage in your absence.
Indeed. They have built a new home for themselves and no longer need me to shepherd them. The time has come for Kosetsu and I to return to our master, to our home. I know how you feel. It's time I went home too.
Though our battlefields be 1,000 mounds apart, our purpose is one. Let all men hearken to the clarion call of freedom, of liberation, from Eorzea to the far east, that they may rise up and cast down the curse of Garlemald.
Take care, you hear me? When all of this is over, we're going to celebrate. Together.
Yep.
Just you wait.
Everyone. Together. At the end of this. All of them.
I should like that very much. Fare you well.
Foreshadowing is a narrative technique wherein oh god. I caught it, we're good. Everything's fine. 1,000 moms apart, yet united in purpose. Let us pray both our endeavors meet with success. Shall we then? Wait, not just yet. I knew I'd forgotten something important. Lise, would you come with me? Me? What now? Alright then, if you insist. Tataru continuing her arc of being the Eorzea's most powerful clothier main. Weaver main. It's Weaver. Sorry, I have not been playing this game very much for the past several months. What do you think? You kept the boots. As you can see, I designed it to be light and loose, an outfit tailor-made to the needs of a skilled fighter like Lise. Your work never ceases to impress. Much more of this, and I may have to stop introducing you as a science receptionist and start referring to you as our preeminent seamstress. It's lovely, Tataru. Thank you. I feel like I could take on a legion. I'm glad you like it, and with that, I'll delay you no longer. Safe travels. Then onward to Garabania. Our first stop will be at Amerisax? This is Spire? In the East Shroud. Oh, it was an Elizin name. No wonder. Oh, why do you even bother trying? Light, we teleporting. It's Hawthorne Hut, right? Right? I'm pretty sure I'm right. I'm right. Let's go. I think once I get to the actual expansion areas, I'll toggle off mount music. And then I'm gonna make the excuse that it's for spoiler reasons. When in reality, it's just that I like a lot of the map ambiences in StormsBlood. All are present and accounted for. When you are ready, my friend. When you are ready, my friend, pray inform the officer that we wish to proceed into Garabania. Ah, the scions of the Seventh Dawn. We were told to expect you. Shall I summon someone to escort you to the wall?
I remember crossing the border, standing in Girabania once more. Me and my fellow scions. The warrior of light among us. Behind us, Baelsar's wall cutting the land in two. Freedom on one side, tyranny on the other. Tyranny and the promise of a new beginning. But one that could only be bought with flames and blood.
Okay. Quite an atmosphere here, isn't it? Everyone seems to be on pins and needles, though one can hardly blame them, given recent events. The Alliance has done well to repurpose these Imperial facilities for their own use so quickly. The General's in high spirits, don't you think? I know the feeling. Yeah. It was really interesting when I went through here the first time, because coming out of Heaven's Word, I was already asking and wondering when exactly they'd be dealing with El Amigo, because it felt like such an open question, and yet I was still somewhat surprised when it was approached in this very strong way leading out of Heaven's Word with the Griffin. Very exciting. Kind of like how Dawn Trail is going somewhere that I've been wondering a lot about, and there hasn't been a ton of direct information about it. And I will say no more for obvious reasons. But like it's very cool, right? Seeing these areas that have only been talked about fairly indirectly, being like fully fleshed out, their stories, their peoples, their cultures. And with Al Amigo, it's a bit different than with Dawn Trail's locale, because with El Amigo, I'm reasonably confident in saying, even though it's a little bit of source, just trust me, I haven't actually looked it up, I believe there was a pretty decent amount of like extra content that kind of went into a lot of the ins and outs of El Amigo, even like when like ARR was just a thing. But I don't know, it's very cool watching the world get fleshed out more. And then of course, you know, some of the major things that have happened and will happen in this region. I don't know. I like to think of the Warrior of Light as this just endlessly adventurous and drawn to positive conflict, because I can't think of a better way to say it, type character. To see the colors of so many nations, Limsa, Limenza, Gridania, Ul'dah, and now Ishgard, well nigh brings a tear to my eye. We have so much to be proud of, Arentel. So this is East End, not so different from the rest of the Shroud, is it? Though, truth be told, I'm not sure why I thought it would be. In fairness, we're about 500 feet away from a completely barren desert, so... I think for how little space they realistically had to work with, it does pretty... Arentel. Because of the nature of of the names I make, you will never, ever find me, like, nitpicking them, because they are almost always these, like, phonetic aberrations that I form in my head. Like, Nremlock. There's, like, a million ways that you can read Nremlock. And like, I can't blame people, right? Because I don't think the Nr exists in any, like, English words. At least none that I've thought of in the, like, 4 years that this concept has been in my head. There probably is one just out there. I might even know the word, and it just doesn't occur to me. But, like, yeah. So yeah, as I so often say, pronounce it however is easiest for you, because it's not going to bother me either way. Greetings, Scions. On behalf of the Eorzean Alliance, I welcome you to Castrum Oriens. Thank you, General. We were relieved to hear that your forces secured the wall without incident. Have the Imperials made any attempt to retake the Castrum since then? None. Save for a few skirmishes between our scouts and their patrols, we've had barely any contact with them. But we all know it's only a matter of time before things escalate. As if attacking Belsar's wall were enough, Ilbert summoned a primal right on their doorstep, and Garlemald does not like to let such shows of defiance go unanswered. 'Twas a declaration of war, even if it was not Ilbert's to make, and now we are bound by it, for weal or for woe. The Scions stand ready to serve, General. What would you ask of us? As stated in my message, the Alliance will not proceed without the support and cooperation of the Alamegan people. We would have you serve as our emissaries and make contact with the Resistance. Consider it done, General. General, we won't let you down, I swear. Then I'll leave you to it. Godspeed. I've looked something up real quick. I'm curious. It didn't occur to me before. Oh, that's kind of neat. I wonder if that is intentional or not. Cool. They spelled Godspeed with 2 S's. And at least according to my very brief Google search, Godspeed is usually spelled with 1 S. And I wonder if that's because, like, obviously, Final Fantasy XIV has a pantheon, whereas Godspeed originates from, like, Christianity. Nifty. I love small, minute details like that. Very fun. Of all the Castra in the world, you walked into mine. Mr. Garland, what brings you here? A certain missing alien weapon and draconic primal, Omega and Shinryu. I think the Shinobi called it. Anyway, we've been studying their trail of destruction, hoping it might lead us somewhere, which it has singularly failed to do. Then 'tis like Omega fell to Earth, and then it's like Omega fell to Earth in occupied territory, meaning it may already be in Imperial hands. Even so, it bears repeating that we engaged the stasis systems. Assuming the command was received and executed successfully, the weapon will be of no use to them. Assuming, we should hurry up and find it regardless. All the more reason to reach out to the Resistance. If we want to press on into Gerbania, we'll need their blessing. Everyone's counting on us. Let's not waste any more time talking. Have your dialogues changed? I do hope you're not thinking about running off to help Master Garland. It is not your duty to solve all the world's problems, you know. You say that, you don't know. In like 60 quests? We're Omega not a threat to us all. Its effectiveness in subduing draconic foes would seem almost admirable, but such weapons are doomed to be misused. Let us pray we never have need of its services again. The bridge over the Velodina River has always held great strategic importance, hence the Garlean's decision to transform it into a fortified installation. Needless to say, we will not be crossing there. If anyone can determine the fate of Shinryu and Omega, it's Master Garland. For now, let us remain focused on our current mission. Anything else to say, Raubon? You know, standing next to Raubon, I really don't know why I thought he was a Roganin for so long. Keep to the north and cross upstream. The Black Bridge belongs to the Garleans, for now. Anyone else hiding? Nope. Ah. As you've probably heard, there are plenty of factions in the Resistance, so I'm taking us to see the one with the most influence. Their headquarters are located in a place called Ralger's Reach, an old temple to the east of here, across the Velodina River. I learned a route that should allow us to avoid Imperial patrols. Stick with me and we'll be there before you know it. Got the dragon. Quality shit. Love to see it. Aw, man. I gotta get back on grinding these things out. I'm only missing like 2 now. And I want that fucking mecha dragon. They call it East End because it marks the end of the Black Shroud. Note the sparser vegetation. So, I was going to bring this up and I forgot. So the way that I've been going through the MSQ thus far is I'm playing the quote-unquote canon class. So I started Heaven's Word as warrior up until we got to a certain point. Then I swapped to Dragoon. Then I played Dragoon for all of Heaven's Word stuff. And technically speaking, if you were to go and watch my last VOD, I was still Dragoon for these quests, and I didn't swap until I got to Ralger's Reach. I didn't feel like bothering with that because I've technically already done this before on stream. But I'll be doing Monk up until I'm pretty sure you can guess when, Kai, and then I'll be Samurai. Then I'll be Samurai for the entire rest of Stormblood's content. Thank goodness, Monk is not my favorite class. If you like it, I'm glad for you. I don't hate Monk. I don't hate any of the jobs in this game. It's just not my thing. Not my bag. And then for Shadowbringers, I'll be doing Dark Knight for all of Shadowbringers, the whole thing. I love Dark Knight. And I will be... Oh, that means I'm going to be playing fucking DPS in Dawn Trail. Oh, I regret my decisions. Oh, I regret my words and deeds. Maybe I'll break the rule. Maybe I won't play the canon class in Dawn Trail. Oh, no. Anyway. Oh, fuck me. Then I'll be Paladin and Endwalker, and I guess I'll have to be Viper through Dawn Trail. Unless I change my mind, because I cannot. Kai, you don't understand. Kai, they're adding 2 DPS in Dawn Trail. Both of the new jobs are DPS. If I go through Dawn Trail on Viper, I'm gonna be sitting in queue for like 5 hours apiece. I will die in queue. I'll get a fucking face cam, turn it on, you'll find a goddamn skeleton in my chair. Oh my god. Oh man. Oh, Viper looks fun though. It's probably safe. We haven't seen much of it, but Viper is it uses twin blade. So imagine Darth Maul. If you don't know what's his name from Final Fantasy 10? I think 10. I think 10's the one with or is it 11 has the twin blade. Final Fantasy 14 is my first FF game. Yeah, and it looks neat, and we'll just have to kind of see how the gameplay flow works. I hope that it's distinct, but I'm a little worried it's going to end up working kind of like how Reaper does, where you build up a gauge to enter a transform state to do a like quick burst window, like in Shroud, but instead of becoming edgy, you just duct tape your swords together end to end. And Pictomancer, I have no opinions on Pictomancer. Pictomancer has the potential to be really cool, but it depends on how they handle the animations, because based on the very basic action trailer they showed at FanFest, I'm not super excited for a Pictomancer, but then like the more I think about how Pictomancer works lore-wise, the more excited I get for like, oh, what if their LB is drawing a like Midgardsormr head and it bites the fucking boss? That'd be kind of fucking neat, wouldn't it? So I don't know, we'll see. But like we're not gonna get to see the job action trailer until the PLL, and we're not gonna get that until like a few months, maybe like March, I think they said, or thereabouts. Oh, hello! Oh, wow! I love that! Oh, it's so cool! Oh, I would love to buy bots. Oh, man, bots are so cool. Anyway, oh, okay, let me see if I can do something real quick. Let's see. I'm feeling gutsy right now. I'm also gonna re-unmute my game while I get this set up, because I think I can do the pro streamer move. How easily can I find this? Oh, so easily. Stop. Alright, then I need to add a source. Display capture. Yes. And then I want it to capture. No, wait, cancel. Uh-oh. I believe I can do this. I also can't see chat right now because I couldn't get my third screen working. I guess display capture of my main screen, and then yeah, no, this works. Then I need to do this and this and I get it. So this is what we saw for Pictomancer. And like besides like backgrounds and like the enemy design, there's really no spoilers in it. So like I think that like what we're seeing here is like debatably underwhelming, but at the same time like it's like the very earliest preview. Oh yeah, no, it's a combat class. It's a caster DPS. I wonder if Viper is going to be. Yeah. And then here's Viper. Basically they paint stuff and bring the things they paint into reality. So like if they paint fire, they send out a fireball and so on and so forth. But like a big thing that they pointed out was being able to like paint landscapes and stuff. So I'm guessing they're going to be kind of like, what if Dancer was a casting job, and they're going to have a lot of like raid-wide buffs. I think it could be very, very cool. I think Painter has the potential to be very interesting. And then of course, you know, dual swords is neat. So like, as long as Viper doesn't feel like Reaper, but again this time, I think Viper could be very fun. And while I'm on my my pro streamer kick, here we go. Oh man, nope. No, I'm also gonna show this because they exist. It's real. Femhroth is real. I am so excited to not wear hats. So yeah, we'll see. I am seriously considering using my free Fantasia to become a Femhroth, but I don't know. It's gonna depend a lot on how their like customization works and how satisfied I remain with being a lizard. I fucking wish. I gotta wait until like mid to late August. I'm in pain. The benchmark ain't coming out for like another several months. I can't even play with the character creator yet. I'm crying. I'm dying inside. I'm so sad. By the by, there will be a benchmark coming out. Sometime soonish. The benchmark shouldn't have anything too spoilery. I'll do it first, and I'll let you know. But if you run the benchmark, it'll tell you whether or not your computer is going to handle the new expansion very well. Ideally, you want like a medium rating or better. But I'll let you know when that comes out, assuming you don't like see it on the news page, and then I'll let you know whether or not it's got like anything like super spoilery in it. I suppose it's also technically possible you'll be caught up with MSQ by then. Technically, it's not impossible. Anyway. So yeah, I'm very excited for Dawntrail. There's a lot of stuff in it I think could be very interesting. There's a lot of stuff in it that I'm a little worried about. I feel like given the way that post Endwalker has gone, it's pretty important that It's pretty important that Dawntrail is pretty good, because we need Dawntrail to kind of be massive in a way that justifies how kind of content poor post Endwalker has felt. All things that like it means nothing to a new or newer player, but like I went from spending like over a dozen hours a week in the game to like I have like four hours the past 2 weeks, just because I have nothing I feel particularly driven to do. Which at the same time, let's not discount the fact that I have very nearly 6,000 hours in this game, and you can't realistically expect a game to be fun forever, you know? But I want Dawntrail to be good, and I'm sure it will be. Oh, I already read you. Sorry, Alphino. On your guard, the Imperials know these lands better than we. It's so quiet, almost as though the Imperials haven't been here for some time. I don't want to talk to Halone. At the risk of upsetting the cartographic fraternity, I can't help observing that East End depends entirely on one's perspective. I mean, people don't even think of it as Gridania anymore, do they? I mean, I don't think so. I don't think so, because something very similar happened with Guild Wars 2, and I do think that I'm of a mindset where I appreciate the time I had with something more than its continued relevance in my life. So, like, there will come a day when I just walk away from this game, where I just never feel a desire to play it again. It's inevitable. It might not happen for another 10 years. It might not happen until, like, well after it goes offline, or it could happen next month, unlikely though that is. But I think, like, what happened when that happened to me with Guild Wars 2 is that, like, I no longer feel any desire to play that game, despite it playing such a massive role in my life during the time when I did play it. But while it is a little bittersweet to walk away from it, I don't discount just how much fun I had with it. Guild Wars 2 really was an amazing time while it was still fun for me, and I hope very much that it's an amazing time for other people when or if they decide to play it. Still with me? Good. From here, we'll head northeast toward the river. The water's not too deep, so we won't have to swim. Ooh, a fjord. Ah, what mount shall I get this time? The Spoiler's mount. I love him. Amuro are so good, man. Oh. See, brother, got nothing to worry about, though no one would blame you for donning your buoyancy aids, just in case. At a glance, it certainly seems shallow enough. If Shoal is right, we need to cross before the Imperials spot us. We should not linger out here in the open. Ahoy. I don't see any soldiers. Good, let's cross. You're wondering about the tower to the south. Sudden music change. It's part of Castellum Velodina. That's what the Imperials decided to call the old bridge after they fortified it. I call it a great big eyesore. Honestly, you can see that rotten banner from absolutely miles away. They never miss a chance to rub our noses in, do they? Come on, we should keep moving. I suppose I could play Viper and Dawn Trail and just queue with NPCs. But that would mean queuing with NPCs, and that's both less fun and, like, obnoxiously slow. But I'm about to, it is awful. It is legit. Okay. Do you want to know the secret, though? You can make the NPCs almost as fast as a bad group of players. But you gotta play tank or healer to do it. So, you know, take that as you will. But yeah, like, they cannot handle pulls at all. But like, at the same time, they can't handle big pulls. You can't do them quickly. Because if you could, then no one would ever use the queues, and why is it an MMO? So it's like, trusts are like, they're a really contentious thing in the community. Even though I haven't been super active in the community for like months now. Because on one hand, they're very important for the ongoing game health, because, you know, you got some people who just don't want to deal with other people. It can give learning tanks a place to learn tank without being, like, in the crosshairs of other players. And you can say all you want about how good the community is, there are still bad apples, and it only takes one really bad experience to put someone off from playing tank forever, like it or not. And so on and so forth. It's a unquestionably good thing for the ongoing health of the game. But at the same time, it also causes some problems. Like, now there's fewer people queuing because they don't have to. They can just do it with NPCs. If they want to put up with the runs being slower, so some people just don't care. Or like you'll get tanks who just don't know how to tank, and healers who just don't know how to heal, because the trusts are so much easier than doing it with other players, and there's no real way you can crank up the difficulty without like making normal wall-to-wall pulls impossible. So I don't know. It's a game design dilemma that I don't envy the devs, because I don't think there's an answer that would satisfy everyone. Other than Squadrons. Bring Squadrons back, SE, please. Are we there yet? So the reach lies beyond, but I do not see a path. And we didn't run afoul of a single patrol. What a pleasant surprise, in that there were no surprises. Lise did well. It is reassuring. That might be what that's like reasonably high up on my Dawn Trail wish list. I really want to see the Grand Companies expanded again. Let me rank up again, please, on SE. I want to reach champion of whichever Grand Company I decide I like most this month. Like, it feels like this a piece of abandoned content right now. And, you know, there's like really neat details, like Rauban will refer to you by your rank in dialogue. And I actually, off the top of my head, I don't know if he does it if you're not a flame. I think he might only do it if you're in the Immortal Flames. But still, it's really, really cool. And then I don't think Merlwyb ever has the occasion to do it. Captain? You could never get higher. I believe it's Captain has been the cap for a long time. I'll check after this cutscene. But we can see all the ranks up to max, even though we can't get them yet. And it ends at insert company name here, champion. Which I just think would be, you know, imagine the things we could get if we could do that. But we can't. I worry that they may never expand it, though, because ranking up past second lieutenant is intrinsically tied to the squadrons, and the trusts kind of fill the role that squadrons used to fill. Yeah. Who knows? Maybe they'll make it part of PvP next or something, which would unfortunately mean I would have to do PvP, but I guess I could live with that. I need more of the crystalline conflict currency anyway. We are here. On the other side of this pass is Rhalgr's Reach. So you say, but all I see are rocks. I presume there is some sort of trick to this? The rocks don't exist. Indeed, a glamour. Good eye, Y'shtola. Yes. Yes, good eye indeed. Cough, cough. I think they have a talented mage in their ranks, or mayhap an artificer trained in the modification of glamour prisms. Or I take it. Something like that. The important thing is that it fools the Garleans. Oh, before we go in, I don't know if Totaro told you, but my friend Nago, the messenger who came to the Rising Stones, is a member of this faction. So they know us, and they shouldn't attack us on sight. That said, they can be a bit jumpy, so let me lead the way, and don't go reaching for your weapons or anything. I don't have weapons, please. I'm a monk. Bare hands. What's that joke? Oh, no. Oh, it's a shame. And with a sprinkle of demasking dust, all is laid bare, and now you've exposed the entrance for everyone to see. The Garleans will be arriving shortly. I suppose you could disguise almost anything with a glamour prism if you really wanted to. Have you ever used one? Why am I asking? Of course you haven't. Yep. Never. Oh yeah. Let's see. Where is it? I think. Yeah. Here. Flame Captain is the highest, or a Captain is the highest, and then Champion is the highest you could hypothetically get if they ever unkilled this content. Seeing it now, I feel rather foolish for not having deduced it earlier. Let us pray that they are amenable to our proposal. United, we stand to accomplish so much more. Impressive or no, 20 years is a long time for even so complex a glamour to escape the Empire's notice. Foreshadowing is a narrative device we're in. All clear? Let's go. Let's go. Ooh, cutscene. Forgot about this one.
I remember the old stories.
Ooh, sorry,
how the Breaker of Worlds came down from on high and cleft the earth with a single blow. Rhalgr's Reach, a holy place, and a fitting home for the Resistance, for the brave and the true, the loyal sons and daughters of Alamigo. They were waiting for us there, men and women whose souls still cried out for what was lost.
That'd be neat. Maybe in like or like I think it'd be neat to have something kind of like Harshaphant's gravestone out by the stones of Minfina in Korthus. So somewhere you can go that has like a triggerable interaction and really neat. Just kind of like make it evident that they haven't forgotten about that happening. It's hard to feel at ease with that giant statue looking down on you. This temple was once home to the Fist of Rhalgr, as I recall. Yet there is no mistaking that statue. It's good to see Nago up and moving again. I wasn't sure. I wasn't there when she headed home, so I naturally assumed she'd left too soon. Always overdoing it, that one. Fascinating. A massive, nigh imperceptible glamour encompassing the entire valley. I see now how the settlement was able to escape the watchful eyes of Imperial airships. A pleasure to see you again, and Kryl and Y'shtola, without whose help I might not be standing here today, at least not so soon. I mean, it just makes it so like heartfelt. You can like, I think like the detail that took me years to find out was like going to the gravestone makes a Francel spawn, and just that line just brings it all back. It never does get any easier, does it? You know? Oh man, I love all the little details that sneak in here and there, you know. Not to mention the entire side quest line that is like a open memorial for Parsifal. Oh. Oh man. Yes, that's sad indeed. Oh, so you really came. I never thought I'd see you here, but I'm glad. But I'm glad. You'll forgive us our precautions. We couldn't be sure who had crossed the barrier. We see you now for who you are, though. Scions of the Seventh Dawn. Now I know you. Now I know you would not have come all this way unless you had something important to discuss, and I'm eager to hear what it is you have to say. But let's not do this on our doorstep, eh? Come with me. They are discussing Monster Hunter Rise in the Novice Network. On topic of, you can't read the chat, can you? That's like sufficiently blurred, yeah? I think it's enough. But I also thought it was enough the last time I had a blur, and I had to tweak it later, because you could pretty clearly make out what was being said. I want it to be just intense enough where you can't make out the words, but also light enough where it's not, like, really obtrusive during cutscenes. Because I don't want to have to worry about toggling a image on and off, and I want to have as little screen coverage as possible, and I don't want to have an overlay, and etc. I also don't want to get mods, because modding is illegal and very, very bad, and Yoshi P would be extremely sad if you did it. Maybe one day. Anyway. When we first met back in the Shroud, I took you for just another adventurer. By Ralger, I still can't believe how far you've come. I have considered tinkering with Reshade, though. I'm pretty sure Reshade is legal. And I think Reshade could be nice. But I'm also scared of messing with that kind of thing. And that I'm confident that whatever time I do get into messing with Reshade, it'll take me 13 seconds, and I'll question why I was ever worried. We plan operations here when we're not entertaining important guests like yourselves. Where are they? Come to think of it, did I just walk past them? Okay, I probably walked past them. I may have missed some dialogue. I'm not gonna search. I don't feel like it. Don't wanna.
Allow me to welcome you once more to Ralger's Reach, our humble headquarters. My name is Conrad Kemp, and I have the dubious honor of overseeing operations here.
It is a pleasure to meet you, Master Kemp. I am Alphino Leveilleur, of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, as are my comrades.
Outside of, like, the Grand Company rankings... It's a lot of, like, really small quality of life stuff. There really isn't any, like... Actually, no, that's a lie. So, I think the biggest, like, hole in content where, like, I really want them to put considerable work into is I really, really want them to take the entire Coils of Bahamut, rework it, make it so that all the fights are on level with like your standard normal raid, and then make it mandatory before entering Heavensward. Because I think it would really, really help newer players realize, oh, raids are only a little worse than trials. They're not horrible. Because in a lot of other MMOs, like Guild Wars, like World of Warcraft, like Destiny, if you want to count Destiny, raid refers to like pretty difficult content that like requires you to like be properly good at the game, to like really know your stuff. It requires seriously learning mechanics and etc. etc. And that content exists in Final Fantasy XIV as well, but that's the Savage content and the Ultimate content. It's not the normal raid. A normal raid really seriously just is a trial that will kill you just a little bit faster. So I think that redoing the Coils of Bahamut so they're on the level of a normal raid, then you like take the original versions, and those are now all set to be the Savages, would be really helpful, because, you know, and because this is also considering the fact that the Coils of Bahamut are so important for you to understand the overarching story and for the character development of Alizé. It's a really big deal. Probably, no, it's a big fucking deal, IMO. And it really is a shame that like you can't do it on your own. A new player is not going to be able to realistically get into that, because someone who's just getting to the end of ARR, they're not good. Like a pretty substantial percentage of them, I'm gonna bet, aren't gonna want to do Savage level content, the kind of stuff that takes like days or weeks of practice to learn, just for a story. And a decent number of people are either on the free trial and can't, or just won't have the people or the resources to ask people to carry them through it. So that's like my biggest like gameplay change I want to see. As for like my biggest like quality of life thing that I really want them to do, that I doubt would be too difficult for them to do, is I really want them to add a few more boxes in the character creator. Namely, for like Aura, I really wish that the horns and faces weren't connected, so that I could have different horns but the same face shape, or vice versa. And most races have something like this, as well as just more options in general would be nice. It's one of those things that I really hope is a like secret edition that they're quietly working on, and they're gonna announce like right before Dawn Trail comes out, like, well, while we were revamping everything, we decided to throw in a few goodies, that kind of thing. But at the same time, a lot of my hope for something like that kind of evaporated when they did the character model update previews in the JP Fan Fest, and there wasn't even a hint of it. Similarly, I and many others really want Glamour and Glamour palettes to get an overhaul, so that we can have more palettes, if not unlimited palettes, and so that we can have a wardrobe system similar to like Guild Wars 2. Although most people bring up Transmog, Guild Wars 2's wardrobe system is just what I'm more familiar with. I really want something like that, where you get where you pick up an item, you identify the item, or you click on the item in a certain way, you soul bind the item, and now you have that skin forever. You can always access it. You don't gotta save the item. You can trash the item, dismantle, sell, whatever. and you still have that skin. Because, like, though I've never had an issue with glamour storage, I've come very close a few times, and it really sucks that I can't just, you know, keep a catalog of these skins. And then for the glamour palette problem, I think it's a really big issue that we don't have a number of glamour palettes equal to the number of jobs. Like, right now, there is just enough pallets for every combat job. As soon as Dawn Trail comes out, that's no longer the case. We are officially 2 behind. Viper and Pictomancer are going to have to share a glamour with something because you have no choice, or unless you want to micromanage your glamours, which is what pallets are meant to stop you from having to do. It's just, it's obnoxious, especially when, insofar as I'm aware, glamour palettes aren't stored server side; they're stored locally, so it's only like a UI problem. Oh man! But then, you know, we can bring this right around. I'm not a developer. I'm not working on the game. I don't know. Who knows how the spaghetti crumples? Maybe the UI change would legitimately require months of work, because all the subsystems are sitting on top of so much dev debt. Who knows? Yeah. Luckily for me, I think I could live with my bard and my machinist sharing a glamour. Like, that wouldn't be the end of the world. And I could probably tolerate Dark Knight and Gunbreaker sharing a glamour. I wouldn't be as happy about that one, but it wouldn't kill me, and that would free up 2 of my slots. I just wish that like these were considerations I didn't have to make at all, you know.
Before I speak of our purpose here, pray allow me to thank you for sheltering Ida, forgive me, Lys, and Papalimo at great risk to yourselves.
No, there's no need for that. They risked their necks for us enough times. 'Twas the least we could do.
I wanted to, I mean, about the mask and...
Don't fret over that. You're not the first person to take up arms against the Empire under a false name. We'd do the same if we had any sense. My condolences for your loss, child.
I do definitely think that multiple die channels is a pretty big step in the right direction. It does limit the degree to which they can reuse armor models. But I think it's really nice that we'll be like it's gonna, like, I'm gonna have to redo like at least half my glamours because of how many doors that's gonna open up. Like, I guarantee it. Like, my bard, man. Oh, my dancer. Oh man. Oh. But like, I think it's very good, A, and B, I think it's a very solid show of goodwill that they're actually working on these problems. They're not like letting it sit on the side to be forgotten about. So
Papalimo laid down his life. There will never be
No,
a
I
better
skipped the
time to
thing.
drive the Garleans from our
it's
lands.
all over, good.
But
It's
we
all
have
over.
to take the lead on this. We can't leave it to fanatics like Ilberd.
More than a few of our people were taken in by his promises. Followed him all the way to the wall. Good men and women
The
who
way-
never came back.
The way that I do my glamour would drive most people insane. It is so tedious. So you have 6 slots. You have the head, the chest, the hands, the head, the chest, the hands, the legs, the feet, and the weapon. We're going to ignore the fact that Paladin has 2 weapons, because we're just going to ignore it, okay? We're moving on. For each item, I start on the market board. I check every market board skin until I find the one I think looks best. Then I save that. And then I go to the level 50 tombstone vendor, the level 50 hunt vendor. I check both of those. Then I do the same thing for the 60 vendors, the 70 vendors, the 80 vendors, and the 90 vendors. Then I start all over again for the next slot. God forbid, during this process, I find something that I like a lot that changes the overall dynamic of the glamour, because if that happens, guess what? We're starting all over again. We're at the weapon, then the head, then the chest, so on and so forth. But I think that all of my glamours came out pretty good after I spent about 4 hours on each of them. Dear God, what am I doing with my life? You know, it works out.
When Monargo told us what had happened, how the bastard had made sacrifices of them for his twisted ritual, by Rolger it filled me with an unholy fury. But what's done is done. Best we can do now is see that it wasn't all in vain.
That is why we are here today, sir. To see that some good comes of this tragedy.
I love glamour in this game, man. It's so good. There are a few glamour items I'll never get because I just cannot be asked. I'm never getting the commander coat. It would be so good for my machinist glamour. I'm never getting it. I refuse. I am not going to win 100 games of Seal Rock. You cannot pay me for that. I can barely sit through a match of Frontlines, let alone having to win 100 of them. Ugh.
On behalf of the Eorzean Alliance, we do hereby extend a formal offer of military assistance to the Alamegan resistance.
Do you now? Well, go on then. I'm sure there's more to it than that.
It depends exactly what you mean by that. So, if you have the item in your inventory, then you can equip the item, and then it'll show in your character screen. And then you can preview a different item and build a set in the preview menu, and those will be 2 different appearances at the same time. But there's no way to have multiple different preview windows open. I suppose you could also do it with... Can you open the preview menu when you have the glamour window open? I'm not actually sure. Yeah, like... I'm pretty sure, like, there isn't a way to do it that doesn't include having the item. Which is really, really rough when, like, you're looking at items that cost, like, several 100,000 gil. Because it's not going to sell for that much unless you get very fucking lucky. But, yeah, unfortunately, there isn't a very convenient way to do that. Unless I'm missing something, which I don't think I am.
So that's the way of it, eh? The Alliance, hoping to avoid a direct confrontation with the superior forces of the Empire, wishes to engage them by proxy with our vastly inferior ones.
I don't know. I think it's a skill like any other. You can, like, work on it, make it better. The the only thing, like, I don't know. Like, if I were good at it, then I wouldn't have to use my hyper redundant or hyper. What's the word I'm looking for? It starts with an R. My very slow and arduous method. I wouldn't have to do that if I was good at it, or if I had a better memory for items. It just takes a lot of time to fit things together. Unironically, one of the things I'm hoping that the die change will fix is that a pretty common problem is that you'll find items that structurally look very good in a set, but the die doesn't change, like, the metal. It's usually the metal accents. And because of that, the metal accents don't fit with the metal accents of the rest of the stuff you're working with. So hopefully the die change will at least mitigate that glamour problem.
My comrades
It'll make
and I
things a
must
bit
confer
easier.
on your proposal. A moment, if you please.
Of course, Master Kemp. Take all the time you require.
Keep forgetting I gotta do that manually. It's not enough. No, it's not as though we have to stand around here indefinitely, do we? Papa Limo and I weren't entirely honest with you. Though we were sheltered in Little Alamigo at first, we spent most of our time here, working with Conrad and his people. But you probably guessed that the moment I led you to the Reach, didn't you? So they would have us wait very well. I can't imagine that they would refuse, but if they did... Hello. So the Gradanians are finally willing to fight, eh? To be honest, I already know I want us to work together, but we've still got to talk it over with everyone. We'll need to call the other senior members together before we can make a decision. So this is right when I left off in my last stream. And in keeping with tradition, I'm going to go grab some water. I'll be back in like 5 minutes. I will see you then, and until then, enjoy the music. Oh no, I have to set up the blur on this. Oops. Hey! Or do I? Hang on a second. Wait a minute. Oh shit, the blur is already there. Oh, that's so good. Anyway, I'll BRB, sorry. I am back. And I have water. This button. Nope, that's the wrong button. Found it. Hello. Wait a minute. Hang on a second. Oh no, they're still there. We're good. Where was I? Oh, that's right. Alphino. So it would seem we find ourselves with a surfeit of free time. Forgive me, you are free to look around Rogger's Reach. In fact, I would encourage you to do so. It will give you a better grasp of our current circumstances. Thank you, Mr. Kemp. I believe we will do just that. Let us make the most of this opportunity and assess the Let us make the most of this opportunity and assess the Resistance's capabilities. Free to poke our noses wheresoever we will, eh? I like the sound of that. Well, I already know this place inside out. I can show you around if you like our intel. Why not? Great, let's get started. I think you can actually find the Scions scattered around during the sequence. I think I even remember where one or two of them are, actually. I think Alizé is like here. I'll bet you think the Resistance is mostly made up of Alamegan Highlanders like me, but the truth is that we don't even account for half. We've got Hellsguard from all the way over by the spine in here, and plenty of Seekers of the Sun like Naga. There's even some Beastmen, well, Beastwomen, I suppose, like that one over there. She's an Ananta. They've been with us now. They've been with us for a while now, goodness. Well, one of the smaller factions has. The rest won't have anything to do with us. We're no different from the Garleans to them. They keep to themselves, spending all their time crafting. Ananta make the most amazing jewelry, by the way. They use magics to twist metals and crystals into shapes you wouldn't believe. It's a pity people hardly ever get to see their work, but then most don't even know they exist. That's enough about them anyway. Let's take a closer look at the statue of Rauder, shall we? Who can I find? Dog? Where's my toggle? I think it's in there. There we go. Can I find it without spending half an hour wandering around? Vendor, Merchant, Orwin. Maybe I'm misremembering? Maybe I am. I would have thought I would have found one of them by now. Maybe they don't spawn until I'm a quest or two deeper. I can believe that. Oh no! There's Yashula and Kryl. You two are come to inspect their facilities. As you can see, they have done well to set aside this much space, but their supplies are insufficient. We examined the patients and offered what assistance we could. However, for many of their injuries, time and bed rest are the only effective treatments. Let's hunt down Alphino and Alizé. Have fun with the mattress. Lift with your legs. Look out for sharp turns. Doorways can be difficult. Other advice. I should try and set up some commands. I can't imagine it'd be difficult. I think I'll save... I don't know. There's like a lot of stuff that I'm saving for when I, at some point or another, like actually kind of jump into like having... And I emphasize this shallow lore. I have some like vague ideas knocking around my head that I think would just kind of be nice to have a little bit of a like defined persona, just a little bit. You guys shouldn't be here yet. I won't talk to you. I think the biggest the biggest first step will just kind of be deciding what my avatar is. Not the image. The image and concept thereof is pretty set in stone, but like what exactly that's meant to represent. I am quite fond of world building. The next question would actually be whether or not I want to set it in my like pre-existing world I have made. But like the best counter argument against that is that I have no distinct intention of having any degree of focus on D&D on my Twitch outside of potentially just occasionally rambling about it. Like, hypothetically speaking. And if I were to, like, properly set any sort of persona in that world, I would need to incorporate it at least marginally more. Oh, is that one of them? Or is that a No, that's Lise. I have no idea where Alpha No Hours they are. Maybe I'll bump into them later. Hello, Lise. Pretty awe-inspiring, isn't it? The breaker of worlds who guided our ancestors to these lands all those centuries ago. Yida used to tell me the story on stormy nights. She wanted me to understand, to remember. At the end of the 5th astral era, when the waters rose higher and higher, people all across Eorzea beseeched the heavens for a sign, and lo, a burning star appeared in the eastern sky and led the way to these mountains of Girabani. They who were saved by his grace pledged to honor and revere him, to devote themselves to great works without and within. A storm of blood approaches fast, hells open, heavens weep, for no one soul doth lie beyond the measure of his reach. The last part was inscribed on this stone by a monk of the Fist of Ralgar. Yida explained it to me. A day will come, bearing strife and sorrow that none may escape. Waste not these precious hours, but in quiet preparation make strong the body and mind. I don't know if that storm of blood is finally upon us, but if it is, I have to believe that everything we've been through, everything that has led us to this point, will see us through to the end. Sorry. That was a bit melodramatic, wasn't it? Let's keep moving, shall we? Off to the infirmary. Knowing myself, I probably stared right at him and just kept walking. Missed the absolute obvious. Are they actually in here? I just missed them. No? Nope. Oh, hey, Lise. Maybe Lise will bring me straight to them. This is the infirmary, as you can probably tell. Here's where the resistance healers patch up the wounded and tend to the sick. No matter how carefully we planned our operations, casualties were inevitable. It's a sad thing to think about, but it's also important to remember the cost, as Conrad would say. We should go. I'll show you to the Aetheryte Plaza next. Yeah, I've already checked down there. Where are they hiding? When you've seen one Aetheryte, you've seen them all, right? Not quite. This one's an older design, dating back decades to when the Fist of Rhalgr was still here. It may look a little different, but it works just as well as any other. I'll show you where the Sutlers are next, but don't forget to attune to the Aetheryte before you go. It's not working. It's not working. Oh, they're right. Were they there the entire time and I was blind? Because I'd believe that. I've done it before. Excellent. They have no shortage of sutlers here, should we have need of their services. Hardly surprising, that where there's war, there's profit to be had. Arms, armor, potions, you name it, these folks have got it. The Resistance would be in a bad way without brave merchants to keep it provisioned. If you're short on anything or need something repaired, these are the people to speak to. Boss guy. Oh, Alphino and Elizé are here. Why don't you see how they're getting on? If you need to buy anything, now might be a good time. Oh, my armor's going to be repaired. Imagine paying for repairs. Hardly surprising. Where there's, oh, I already read yours, Lamau. Come to take the measure of our friendly neighborhood merchants. They're a bold lot, that much is plain. If the Imperials found out they were peddling their wares to the Resistance, they would be lucky to escape with their lives. 'Tis a gamble, aye, and I admire their courage, but their motives could hardly be said to be altruistic. Ah, here you are. I've been looking all over for you. We finished discussing your proposal, and we're ready to receive you all back at the tent. I've sent someone to fetch Y'shtola and Kryl, so if you'd like to follow me. Oh, it teleported me. Never mind. Jellyfish. Sorry to have kept you waiting, but matters such as these demand due deliberation. We'll begin once the others arrive. Fair.
Thank you all for waiting. We have reached a consensus. I, Conrad Kemp, do hereby accept the Eorzean Alliance's proposal. You must understand, however, that our cooperation comes with certain caveats.
Those caveats being...
I take no joy in this, just so you know. Were it within my power, I'd offer you more assistance. But the Resistance is far more fragmented than you realize. The men and women in my care belong to but one of many factions. Simply put, I can only speak for the people of Rhalgr's Reach. Now, I have every intention of appealing to the others, and I expect many will agree. But it will take time, and I cannot guarantee universal support.
Understood. I shall see that the Alliance is under no misapprehensions as to your position.
Much obliged. But that's not the whole of it. As you can imagine, the loss of those who cast their lot with the Griffin left us short on numbers. Some of our most trusted veterans died at the wall, and we've had to fill their posts with the young and inexperienced. Frankly, everything's in a right bloody mess.
Oh, we'd be more than happy to help you get back on your feet. If we're going to work together, we'll be doing ourselves a favor.
Well, there's no shortage of work to be done, that's for sure. We're in dire need of new blood, too.
Ishtola and I could lend a hand in the infirmary. From what I saw, they could do with a few more healers.
Very well.
I'm something
I,
of
for
a
my
healer
part,
myself.
shall return to the Rising Stones. I'm certain there are others among the Scions who would welcome the opportunity to fight for Alamegan liberation.
Is there anything else we can do to help?
I had something else in mind for you lot. Monago and Mefred will tell you more.
Understood. We won't let you down.
Oh. Alphino's gone? Fair enough. But really, for a moment there, I wasn't really sure which way it was going to go. No shit! Fuck, wrong person. Damn it. Right then, Monago and Mefred are to be our keepers. Knowing not of what they require, our task is as good as the other. Make your choice, Arentel. Oh, I can decline, thank goodness. Hello. Pinch me if I'm dreaming, because I'd swear it's finally happening. The whole of Eorzea committed at last to the liberation of Alamigo. Hello, bird. Now that we've dealt with the formalities, we can get to work. I'm glad you're with us, friend. Ha! Heh, as if there were any doubts. Okay, now I can talk to Alize. Hello. Aether compass. Anything new? I leave you in my officer's capable hands, and then in yours. After you, Arentel. Order Conrad. I forget what the specifics of these are. I'm going to do Monago first. Before she tells you of her mission, Monago has a few things she would like to say. I don't know why I read that. Before we begin, I'd like to thank you and the Ah, fuck! My secret weapon. Before we begin, I'd like to thank you and the Scions again for patching me up after I bled all over your floor. I owe you my life, and I won't forget that. Furthermore, it was rude of me to run off without saying a word. It's all well and good, me claiming my duties here couldn't wait, but a parting thank you was the very least you deserved. My apologies. And thank you. Now, to business. Commander Kemps entrusted me with a formal reply to be hand-delivered to the Alliance leadership. It covers everything we discussed, as well as detailing the disposition of our forces. What I need is an escort, 1 or 2 men at most, so we can make it to the wall swiftly and without attracting undue attention. Very well, I shall join you in this. General Alden commands the forces at Castrum Oriens. It should be simple enough to see it into his hands. Great, that's just what I wanted to hear. When you're ready to depart, meet me at the pass leading out of Logger's Reach. Oh, we got someone spreading misinformation in the Mouse Network. Okay, misinformation is a strong word. It's not the full story. It's mostly accurate, though. Let us defer to Monago with regards to the route. While you could just as easily head back the way we came, there could be any number of reasons why we should not. Got everything you need? Good. Then let's be off. Why have we stopped? Is Autumnus? Quiet. Hear that? That was a Cerulean engine backfiring. Imperials. Ye gods, you have preternatural senses. I didn't hear a thing. When you grow up hunting in these lands, you learn to discern the sounds that could mean life and death, be they of a predator or a patrol. From what I'm hearing, we have a 7-man patrol augmented with a single Magitech armor. Wide search pattern, divided into 3 teams. I don't think they know we're here. It's risky, but we should split up and try to take them all by surprise at the same time. We don't want them calling reinforcements. 3 teams, 3 of us, nothing for it then. Where are they? Head north, you should see them long before they see you. I'll deal with the ones to the south. The armor should be just to the west. Arntel's best equipped to deal with that. We attack in 5. There should be enough time to get into his position. Rendezvous on the west bank. Any questions? No. Then good luck. Yes, best equipped. Best equipped. Bare hands. Let's go. I'm gonna fucking punch that Reaper with my bare hands. Monk really does have the most, or quite possibly the most appealing class fantasy. You just kill everything with your bare hands. You're gonna fight God with your bare hands, and you win. Oh my god, they survived a single hit. Unironically impressed. I wonder if level 100 will finally be the threshold where the enemies out of the stage of StormsBlood are one-shot. I'm pleased to report that the Empire is short 3 soldiers, not that any self-respecting legatus would be sorry to lose them. It looks like everything went to plan. Not that I'm surprised. The 3 soldiers I faced didn't put up much of a fight. Most of the Imperials we get out here are conscripts from other provinces, with little training and even less conviction. It's a grim work killing men and women like that, but don't doubt that they do the same to you if the roles were reversed. And don't you dare pity a man in armor. Conscript or no, a soldier piloting one of those can kill a dozen good men in the blink of an eye. Not that I need to tell you that after what happened at the wall. Right, I believe we've rested long enough. We should resume our journey before someone notices they're missing patrol. What am I missing? More soldiers? I didn't think they'd come this far west, but better to be safe than sorry. We are clear, only Alliance patrols ahead. You said the forces at Castrum Oriens were under the command of Flame General Rauban Aldin, did you not? by Ralger, the Ball of Alamigo himself. I never dreamed I'd have a chance to meet the legend. No, Pippin was right there. Shit. Voiced.
It is good to see you again, my friends.
Called it.
I hope you are here to tell me you have made contact with the Resistance.
We are, General. Allow me to introduce Monago of Rolga's Reach.
At your service, sir. And may I say what an absolute honor it is to stand before the Bull of Alamigo.
These are not the blood sands, girl. You and I are but soldiers on a battlefield fighting for the same cause.
As you say, General. On behalf of Commander Kemp of the Alamigan Resistance, I present to you our formal response.
Good. I'm glad we've reached an accord. Though I was not aware you had suffered such losses.
Aye. Some of our finest took part in the Griffin's doomed assault, and we've been struggling to find new recruits ever since. The massacres cast a pall over the whole Resistance, and many who might once have been open to joining us have since thought better of it.
After all of the Griffin's false promises, one can hardly blame them. They have no desire to give their lives for a lost cause.
It's almost like Ilbert's plan was extremely ill-conceived. One might even say sloppy.
We will not lie to them. This is war, and lives will be lost. Yet what we offer is not the fever dream of a madman, but true hope.
Oh, fuck, I missed someone following
The people
me.
need proof of this, Father.
Oh, wait, was that the guy I banned?
Let us show it to them.
Wait a minute. It was the guy I banned, never mind.
I say we stand shoulder to shoulder with our new allies and engage the Garleans in open warfare. The Resistance must demonstrate that they can hold their own against Imperial regulars. And with our assistance, I am confident they can do just that. If we can achieve even a token victory, I believe it will serve to rekindle the hope of the Alamigan people and inspire them to rise up once more.
Aye. Aye. Once word spread that we'd won a battle against the Garleans, I'd wager we'd have new recruits flocking to us from malms around. The question is, when and where do we strike?
I'm glad you asked. I have a plan.
No! Our scouts recently informed me of an interesting development at Castrum Veladina, namely the arrival of a shipment rumored to have come from the research and development facilities near the capital, containing prototype Magitech armor. It is our assessment that the armor is to be field tested here, most likely against Alliance forces, mayhap before the day is out. Damn it all, more Magitech weapons, that's the last thing we need. Your concern is not unwarranted, but we needn't despair just yet. The shipment is thought to have contained a single heavy unit and 1 or 2 support units. With a well-laid ambush, we are confident we can destroy them all, and hindering their development and delaying further future deployment. And should we carry this out as a joint endeavor with the Resistance, they will have their rallying cry. It would mean dropping all pretense about the Alliance not wanting to go to war with the Empire, but you'd have a lot more folk willing to stand up and fight if they knew they weren't alone, and you were going to have do it eventually anyway. Exactly. And so what I propose is simple. We harry their patrols to bait them into bringing their prototype weapon to the East End, where our Resistance allies will take them from behind. Simple indeed, and well within our capabilities. I see no reason to delay, especially if a field test is imminent. What say you? Assuming the Vice Marshal's intelligence is accurate, I agree with this assessment and fully support this plan. I shall notify my comrades at once. Understood. I shall have one of my men bring you the details of the plan anon. Yeah. Luckily, I haven't had to mess with them for a while. They are a pain. Especially when you're, like, trying to, like, get them through doors. Never a fun time. And we, for our part, will be fighting with the Alliance, yes? I somehow doubt you were intending to sit this one out. Where is my loot? Give me my loot. Pippin. Fate has a way of leading one into the most unexpected alliances. Does it not? Wait, where's Monaga? Elise. Prototype Magitech armor, eh? This may prove a challenge. We've been careful to avoid needless shows of force this side of the wall, but that's all about to change. When it does, you may be sure they'll send their new toys out to entertain us. I would ask you to participate in this operation, but from that look, I see it is a foregone conclusion. I think. Per Pippin's plan, we need to turn East End into an Imperial graveyard. You're a dab hand at this, and I'd be a fool not to use you. Head to the spot on your map, right here. Aye, a patrol should be along shortly. Deal with them, then rendezvous with the rest of us at this location. Go well, Arentel. You know what to do. Be messy, be loud, and rejoin us when you've finished. We will have flames and adders with us for this operation. The Maelstrom and Temple Knights will wait in reserve at the castrum. I think Monago mentioned going back to the Reach to alert the Resistance, and I just deleted that from my brain for a second. Anyway, time to go two-shot some poor bastards who have no idea what's coming for them. Oh, I survived 3 shots? I'm unironically impressed. Didn't even get to use my fancy burst attack. Very sad. Oh, I'm really curious what the new capstones are going to be for everyone. I really hope that Summoner gets a new roster of summons. Like every other phase, they would swap to a new set of 3. I think that'd be really cool. There's some really good ways to justify why that would suddenly be possible. I'll say no more. Moving on. My information wasn't accurate, it would seem. The patrol never came. I didn't read that. Shit. All went to plan then? Good. Our scouts report that a unit escorting the prototype weapons One more time. Our scouts report that a unit escorting the prototype weapons has left the Castrum Villadina. The Resistance is already in position, so we have but to wait for our guests to arrive. Gonna do this on normal. Going to suffer through being locked at like level 61. Monk isn't that bad when it sinks down. I guess I'm just glad that, like, it's not Dragoon anymore, because Dragoon synced below like 70 is
right as rain.
Like, suffering.
Fancy new
so
toys
bad.
to put through their paces.
I really look forward to when they rework Dragoon for that reason alone, even though I don't know, I'm a little worried about, after how Summoner got reworked, I'm a little worried about how reworks are going to work going forward, but we'll see.
It's like all my name days have come at once. Well, 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 if it isn't Garland's little troublemaker. I can't wait to see the look on Xenos' face when I bring him your head. That is, if my secret weapons here don't grind it into mush! Attack!
Alright, let's see if I can do this first try. I should be able to, but I also remember this being one of the ones where allied NPCs can fall over pretty easily, and that's a problem. You're not like a tank. So, let's find out.
Get after them, damn you!
So far so good, no one's dying. Really? I miss Monk's stances, but like, I don't know, I can kind of understand them. I think that the main thing that sucks about them going is just the fact that what replaced them you don't get access to until so long. Ellie's is getting kind of low. Let's mantra and hope that helps Ellie's in.
Now I've gotcha!
Oh, that hurt more than I thought it would. Greedy. Don't fucking heal me, heal Ellie's. For some reason, the Red Ranger decided they want to be a tank. And I'm not a tank, so I can't fucking save her ass. I can't wait for the day that we get a healer warrior of life in the class. Or a caster. Anything that isn't No, I don't count Archer in the first part of Dragon's Galley. Alize is officially worried.
You'll be weeping blood.
Worrying amounts of fun. Oh wait, no. Raban's gonna open. Please heal Alize. Oh, that was spooky. He who fights and runs. What the? Who in the hells are you lot? For all amigo, let none escape. Finally dealing with these. I guess Gwynhart actually escaped? Oh, no, he's right there. He's blind. On theme, blind.
Miracles of Magitech design, my arse! I've passed harder stools than these piles of scrap. You'll pay for this. Mark my words, the next time we meet will be the last.
100%, dude. 100%. You'll get him next time, champ.
Aye! Run and tell your Viceroy! The day belongs to Al Amigo! Yeah! Yeah!
Well done. I turned it off. Damn it. Well done, all of you. I'd call this operation a resounding success. Can't say I'm surprised. The Bull of Al Amigo had an impressive military record before he went west, as I recall. Credit where it's due, Master Kemp. 'Twas Marshal Taropin who made this plan, and all of you, Resistance and Alliance alike, who carried it out to perfection. Aye, that they did, not a single casualty, for which I'm grateful beyond words, and no doubt our comrades back at the Reach will feel the same. As will ours. It's been a pleasure, General. Until the next battle, Nago, I leave the Scions in your care. What does this button do? Interesting. Anyway. We shall return to the castrum. Then, Arentel, Mistress Levier, Once more, you have my thanks. As Master Kemp said, until the next battle. That brute of an Imperial officer was a force to be reckoned with, wasn't he? A fool, mayhap, but he held his own against the Flame General. I'd heard the stories, but to actually see you in action, I almost found myself pitying the Imperials. Seriously, though, it was inspirational. Ah, but you must be tired of hearing that, eh? I'll keep it simple, then. Thanks for the help out there. Well, there's no reason to remain here any longer. Let's get back to the Reach. I'm going to teleport, because I am flush with cash. That's interesting. Ah, wall. Sorry, my attention's been dragged elsewhere for a moment. I'm back, okay. The tale will need to be spread far and wide if it is to help the Resistance draw new recruits. Fortunately, Monago is eager to see to that. I wonder what Conrad has planned for us. We still have to do Mefford's thing, piece. I leave you in my... okay, yeah, I already read that. Monago. You didn't have to take part in the operation, but you did, and went above and beyond what was asked of you. Without hesitation, and for that, we owe you a debt. Our victory may not count for much in practical terms, but its symbolic value can't be overstated. Alliance and Resistance fighters come together to face an Imperial unit equipped with Garlemald's newest weapons and smashed them. The people will remember this day. Aye, that they will, for it marks the beginning of something far greater than any single victory, the beginning of a campaign by a united Eorzea to drive the Garleans from our lands. Promises and platitudes mean naught without action, but the Alliance took the field and risked their lives for our cause. To think that the last time Gridanian troops trod this soil was more than a century ago, during the Autumn War, and that was to defend against our invasion. Ours is a long and bloody history, to be sure, and it gives me heart to see that despite our acrimonious past, we can still come together for the sake of the future. Well said, Commander, which is why I intend to go from village to village and spread word of our victory and our new alliance. The people will flock to our banners, just you wait and see. Arntal, Elise, I cannot thank you enough for your assistance. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. Oi. I am going to do Mefford's quest, and then I think I will call it for the night. At the risk of repeating myself, it's still hard for me to believe that we'd meet again here, of all places, though I reckon you probably don't remember me after all this time, eh? Of course I remember you! I think I do actually remember him. I'm impressed, given everything you went on to accomplish. You'd be forgiven for forgetting all about your time in Quarry Mill. Suffice it to say, we didn't forget about you, either, nor the lives you saved. As for me, I went to Little Alamigo while Galleon was recovering. Gundobald was my former comrade and an old friend, and I had a lot on my mind. In the end, I decided to disband our unit. I told the men that to live their lives as they saw fit. Some chose to remain in Little Alamigo, and others went to Ul'dah for work. But as you can see, I chose to come back to Dirabania and join Conrad and the others. I've kept busy since then, ferrying people and provisions across the border and back. It's not been easy, but it's been fulfilling. Today, however, we'll be heading east into the peaks. Conrad thinks we might have luck finding new recruits in the village of Alagahana. I'm not sure. Alagana. Right? Yeah. If you're going there, you're taking me with you. That's right. You're from Alagana, aren't you, at least? By all means, we'd welcome the company. There'll be more to it than just asking around, but we can talk about it on the way. Make your preparations and meet me by the tunnel to the peaks. The tale of our victory in East End will be known to every Alamegan from the fringes to the peaks when I'm through. You'll see. I leave you in my officer's capable hands, and them in yours. I've already read that. Wow. Where is he? Where is Alize? No shit! Oh well. This tunnel will take us all the way to the peaks. We're on a mission for Conrad to Algana. Clear the barricade if you want. Aye, sir. Shouldn't take more than a moment. There are more villages there than out here, so but also more Imperials keeping a close eye on things. We'll need to tread carefully. Yida and I were born in Algana, though I can't say I remember much about it. Ways clear? After you, Arentel. What if Gillo would have said anything interesting? Oh, I bet I can check on Y'shtola and co. in the infirmary, can't I? Shit.
I remember the peaks of Girabania, silent watchmen that would stand long after we were gone. We came seeking allies to join us in the fight against the Empire. People who had had enough. People who had suffered every possible indignity, who had been treated like animals, day after day after day.
Okay. So I think that this is a reasonably good spot to end for the night. I think this was a pretty good stream coming back. I hope that these can be at least semi-regular going forward, but, you know, work. We'll see. Again, I do want to get through all of everything up to the very end of Endwalker and post Endwalker on stream before Dawn Trail comes out. Maybe it's a pipe dream, but I got like what, 6-8 months, something like that. So, but I want to thank everyone for stopping by who did. I already know who I want to raid, so that's neato. Probably, if I can pull them up, I probably can. Hello. Windowing. Please don't play sound when you open. Please don't play sound when you open. It's not going to play sound when it opens. Let's fucking go. Okay, so I'm going to send y'all over here. Gibbles Destruct is a very quality streamer. He's streaming Persona Royale. Persona 4 Golden for the first time. So, and I actually have not played terribly much of that. And I would not mind watching someone else go through it. So I'm going to send you all over there. I hope that you all have a very good night, good evening, or good day, whatsoever applies to you. And until next time, have a good one, all.